Hey YouTube, anyway, it's me. Just gonna do a quick little install video. I'm hoping it's quick on my brand new Indian Challenger. It's a 2025 Chieftain Power Plus. So it's got that sweet engine and the sweet handling. Anyway, I really like the bike. It's gorgeous. So ordering has been a little difficult because it's a newer model. So the Indian website and the dealers don't really know, at least my dealer, because they're more of a Polaris dealer, didn't really know what I needed to order. So I'm gonna go to Indian and hopefully they'll help me so I don't have to pay for the shipping of this sucker back. But this here is the Pathfinder. Hopefully you can see that there. It's the Pathfinder S lower fairing installation kit. So I don't think I'm gonna need that. And the reason being is I also ordered this here. So this is the mounting hardware, and on the website it shows that same picture. But, little nose to me, when I opened it up, inside it comes with the wiring harness, and it also comes with the module. If I can find the module, I can show it to you. It also comes with the control module, which is what the other kit has. So I don't think I'm going to need that other kit, but I'll let you know if that changes. So let's talk about what you're going to need to take off this fairing, because it is a newer model. There's not a lot of videos out there with it, so that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is take off your bezel. It is a little tricky because it kind of clips on there, and this like feels, well, it's thick chrome on plastic. It almost feels like metal. So that little tab, you've got to kind of push down, and then it pops out. And then if you look at these hooks here at the bottom, they sit in place. You just disconnect that. It's pretty simple. There is no major screws or anything to take off. So once you have that off, you're going to be left with this. So this is kind of where it sits. So just be gentle on your bike, right? You don't want to scratch it. And then I'm taking that. I have to take off this screw here and this screw here. And those look like they're Allens. I'll let you know what they are. And then the fairing should come off. Now, the other thing that you need to do is first you need to take off your speaker covers. Go in from this top corner and they just pop out. So get a wedge tool, like a trim wedge tool, put it in there. Be careful so you don't scratch your bike. This is a painted fairing on the inside. And then there's a screw right at the top there. So here's the speaker covers. One thing I noticed about mine is I'm missing that plastic clip. I don't think it fell in. I'll check and see. Otherwise, I'll get Indian to send me another one. But that's the fairing there. Like I said, you go from this corner here, this corner up here, and then it pops out pretty easily. These are the screws here, and they are an Allen. They're not a Torx. They're the same that are on the back, and I'll show you what they are. So it's a number 4 mil Allen. That's what fits on there. And so far, there's 6 on the back. So one in this top corner here in the speaker box. And then you've got one up here below your switch, right here for your bags, one there, and then one there. So you've got 1, 2, 3 on both sides. So I've gotten 6 out total so far. I'm going to remove these 2 here, and then this fairing should just lift up and pull off. I'm hoping. I'll let you know. Stay tuned. So it's a 6 mil, and there's 2 of these on the light, here and here. Now that fairing should come out. There's one last plug which will plug in the light. So you just kind of pull this up and to you, be gentle. This is your fairing, okay? And then there's a plug right here, and that connects right here. And then it looks like we've got the fairing off. So not too bad. It's pretty wild how it all comes out in one piece. And be gentle with this because you don't want to scratch it. And now let's see what's next. Okay, so that's the way your bike looks underneath. It's pretty wild, like it's all module and it's all plug and play. I believe I have to use this plug later on. Pretty wild. Apparently online they were saying that there's some problems with that screw, but that worm drive, but it seems to work pretty good for mine. I hope it doesn't give me any issues. Looks like this is the GPS. Anyway, this plug here is plugged into this kind of dead thing. I'm gonna use some needle nose pliers and just pull that guy out. But this is the plug here, and here's the module. Let me just get so my fingers aren't in the way. And this is the module, and that just plugs right into there. So that's your control box for the fog lights. And then I guess that'll tell the computer that, hey, I've got fog lights, so let me turn them on and off through the Power Plus commander. So pretty cool. Looks like it's gonna sit like this, and it's gonna screw right into here. That's pretty simple. So the question I had is because I've ordered a Challenger light, kit, and that Challenger obviously works for this because basically it's a Challenger just with the Chieftain fairing, the Batwing fairing, which I kind of prefer. Pretty cool, guys, pretty cool. So far, so good. Just to recap, I've had to remove these two plugs. They sit on the daytime running bezel. I think it's called the fang lights around the main light. And then this plug here was the one that was plugged into the main light. It's pretty simple. You just press this down. You don't even need a tool. You press it and they plug out. I do like these plugs. They seem like they're pretty user-friendly. And now we're gonna use this plug here that was in the dead one. I've already removed the dead man plug right here. It's just the mushroom head that sticks in there. I just used some needle nose, yanked her out. That way it gives us a little bit more room in there. We're not gonna use this. It's now gonna be used for its intended purpose. Okay, so one thing I'm doing here is I'm trying to get this control module in, and you can kind of see, I'll move it. You've got this little plug here. I don't think that's, there you are. You got this little plug. I don't think that's gonna be in the way. This one here was plugged into a dead man up here. So I've unplugged that. It doesn't really plug into anything. I don't know what that accessory is for. And then there's these two little tabs on the bottom. They're gonna slide in here, but the one problem I'm having is this big wire harness. It's got a zip tie, and it's kind of in the way. And I noticed that you get one zip tie with the kit. So I'm gonna remove this zip tie, just so I have more clearance. That way I can slide this in, and then there's a screw that'll go up here and hold it. And that's it, and then I'll plug it in on the bottom. Okay guys, so that is the trick. You definitely wanna cut this wiring harness. It is funny because there's a little clip here where this twist tie actually fits in there, and that's what kind of holds it and anchors it. Once that's out of the way, this thing is pretty easy to put in. So those two tabs are gonna sit in those half moons. I'm just gonna show you how easy it is. Just slide it in, get the bottoms in there, like they are in the half moons. And then there's gonna be a screw in the kit that goes right there. No rocket science here. The only thing that helped is moving this and cutting that twist tie. So far, so good. Okay, so I've got the first mount on there. So just make sure you're going proper on this. So you're gonna replace, these are the bolts that were in there. So these are getting replaced by these Allens, and they're countersunk in. And those Allens are nice because they're 6 again. Looks like Indian likes to use that 6mm. So that's nice. The other nice thing is I think that these and those are the same. Oops, sorry, for the battery box. So you end up getting spare ones. So just be careful because this is not supposed to sit like that. It will kind of look like it works, but it doesn't. So you need that mount because there's no play in that mount, okay? This is the housing, and it's gonna sit there. The only play that you have is up and down for aiming. It's gonna sit where it sits, and it looks pretty forward. So that's nice. I'm gonna get the other one in, and then we're gonna route the wires. Well, I'm gonna route the wiring and kind of see where those go, and put the fairing back on, and then turn this bad boy on and see what the lights look like. Pretty excited, guys, if you can't tell. All right, so here's the end. I've run here's the wires. I put this zip tie here. I zip tied it to this clip here. And I ran one through here and then another one through here. This one goes up and around the horn. It's kind of loose there. That should be good. It's not binding anywhere. The other thing I did is I just turned the wheel. So I've got this one here kind of tucked into the rad cover. If it comes out, I'm going to actually run it back through here. But I think that that's good. It gives it some room. I zip tied it to the throttle cable there. And then the other side, there was the clutch cable, which is here, and I ran it in behind here. I put a couple zip ties, one up there, one down there, and then it's there. So that's the way the lights look. I'm really happy with them. I think the black was the way to go because it doesn't draw all your attention to it, but then the chrome helps tie the rest of the bike in. So yeah, let's put that fairing on, go for a ride, and I'll show you how it looks on the Power Commander. Okay, so I'm just putting these lights together. I decided to go with black and chrome. I thought that would match the motif of the bike. So like the black, it's kind of more stealthy, I think, on the radiator stand there. And then the chrome will match the bike, I think so. You could go chrome, black, chrome, black. So then what you do is you put these clips, here, let me take this out. So that's the clip there. So you want to make sure it's like that. And there's these little tabs right here. That's kind of where you're going to place it. So you're going to just slide that one in. It's going to catch the rim of the bezel, the light bezel. And then you're just going to push down until this catches, okay? Let me try here with my right hand. And once it catches, you'll know. So that's it. That's how it catches. So just push it down and then it clips on the rim. Okay, so I just wanted to do a follow-up, well, not a follow-up, but an end video. So that kit did work. I'm not able to install the button. There was no hiding wires in there. Now what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to take it, because there is no provision for it, you're gonna have to take it into your dealer and then they can do it, and then you'll get that fog light button. So pretty happy with them. They don't look crazy bright during the day, but it just gives you an extra one. But at night, I'm telling you, it really lights up the shoulders. It doesn't give you too much range, but the shoulders is what it lights up. So I like the look of it. I went with the black instead of the chrome, kind of so they're not sticking out. And then I did the chrome bezel inside. Very happy with the install. Nice and neat. Looks good. She just got a bath. And then, like I said, you then have that switch. The other thing that's nice is when you use your high beams, they automatically come on. Let me see if I can get that to show. So that's my high beams there. So passing high beams, beep, beep. They'll automatically flash with the high beams. So I think it's a good deal to get.